It's solid. This is our beautiful ultra anchor and our ultra swivel, and now I've got to get down, get this bolt. It's a bit mucky. Gearing looks okay now. So battery 1, 2 and 3, and the engine battery there. These are quality Varta.
Good morning from beautifully sunny Turkey.
It might not be morning where they are.
Well, it is here.
Stop.
Hello from beautifully sunny Turkey.
Yes, it's lovely and sunny. It's quite warm, isn't it?
But it's blowing a hoolie.
Blowing hoolie, as you can probably hear from the halyards of the boats next door. What's in this week's video, madam?
We did an update on the battery installation on Peter's boat, the Lagoon.
Yeah, batteries are all in now, all charged up, all working.
All the old ones are out.
Yeah, the old ones are out. Yeah, that was easy. What else did we... Oh, yeah, our windlass needed servicing. We haven't done it for quite a while.
I don't know.
I think it's about 2 seasons. I haven't lubricated it and checked the brushes on the electric motor. So we did that, as you'll see in the video. Enjoy the video. Oh, it's chilly. Oh, yes. Update. Realised I hadn't done an update. So I better do one, I guess. Left everybody in suspense. So we have a little one of these little what are they called? Printing. This is a brother, and brother has just run out of batteries by the looks of things, because I was printing off the battery 1, 2 and 3 for the new batteries that we put in for Peter, and it literally stopped. I just had to pull that out and cut it off. These are great, by the way, for labelling cables and batteries and all sorts of things. The cheapest chips, get them from eBay or from Amazon, and you buy the little tapes as well, almost anywhere, everywhere around the world that we've been, we've always been able to buy these tapes, so they're really handy. There's the old batteries, and we'll go downstairs. Before we go downstairs, obviously I've had some electrical equipment out. So why have I had electrical equipment out? Well, one of the things Peter asked us to do was at the helm was to fit these two doodahs here. So these are two USB sockets, a 1 amp and a 2.1 amp, USB-C, and a cigarette type lighter thing, because he's got no way of running his other navigation screen. So if you've got an iPad or whatever, he needs to plug it in here, and he can plug his phone in there, what have you. So we've set this on a 10 amp fuse, and to get up here to put the backs on these switches, I had to go through the engine instrument panel. I had to take that off, reach up there, push the cable through there, and then that cable comes out inside here. Let's open that out. That's it. And bring that cable back down here. I've marked it up, USB there, USB at the helm. It needs clipping back, and one of these sticky labels on it. So that's what I've come here to do. Just clip that back and put the sticky labels on it. I've just turned the battery chargers on. They're doing fine. Look at that. That's the domestic battery charging at 0.3 of an amp. So that's it. They're all settled out now. Reverse polarity switch. You've seen the video which went out to patrons yesterday evening, about electrical pedestals. You'll know about reverse polarity and how dangerous that can be. Yeah, anyway, I'm waffling, aren't I? Let's go and have a look at these batteries. I thought I needed to let you know that we got all the batteries are in now. So battery 1, 2 and 3, and the engine battery there. These are quality Varta batteries. They're 1200 amp cranking, whole cranking, and 210 amp hours. So we know people that have used Varta. I had Varta on my Griffin. I had 2 Vartas on my Griffin, 2 100 amp hours Westerly Griffin, and they were good batteries. They lasted a real long time. And a Bosch starter battery. You only needed a 75 amp hour according to the engine specifications, but they were kind of rare to get here, and for the cost of 100 amp hour, Peter just went, sod it, I'll get the Bosch, it's 100 amp hour, you know, it's 25 lira more. So I need to put these sticky labels on these batteries, and then that's it. Now, the observant of you, as I waffle on incessantly, will notice that we have replaced the battery cables in the same way that they've come off. And that's because Peter's due back in 4 weeks. And I think it's important that he knows how everything is wired and everything is set out. And if I just close the lid and go, yeah, it's done, then he won't have that knowledge, will he? And I'm a great believer in passing on knowledge, paying it forward. So we are going to put 2 bus bars here, possibly bus bars with a fuse in. Haven't decided yet. Doesn't really matter because each one of these terminals is individually fused, you'll remember from the video. But what we'll then do is we will take a positive from each battery and a negative from each battery up to those 2 bus bars there, and each one of those cables, all 6 of them, will be exactly the same length, so that the resistance to each battery cable is exactly the same, and each battery will get the same amount of discharge and charge current. Thus all the batteries will be charging and discharging equally, instead of the battery number 1 taking the brunt of the charge and discharge. Yeah, they were an absolute pig to get in here. They're very, very heavy. We thought of trying to get them through that hatch there, but they only just, size-wise, they only just fitted, and I had visions of us lifting them down on the boom sheets, you know, down through here and into here, and then suddenly something breaking, and you know, 80 pounds, is it? Yeah, 80 pounds, not 80 kilos. 80 pounds of battery crashing down through the bed, and out the bottom of the boat. So when I'm not supposed to lift anything at the moment because of my operation, my heart operation, but it's now a year, and the doctor said, well, you can start, you know, lifting heavy batteries. Really, no, he didn't. I feel okay, so I did it. We lifted them down the stairs there, Cindy and I, in stages, nice and gently, back straight, knees bend, rah, 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 and then into here. What I can't do is carry them out along the deck, and we've got someone coming to do that. Yes, that is the battery update. I better stick these labels on and stop waffling. Hey ho. Well, Peter's batteries have arrived. They're now on the boat while I'm still working on this galley. Yeah, so 3 domestic house batteries and 2 starters. Got some nice Bosch ones there. 800 95 amp hour, 850 amp CCA they are. So they do look a bit bigger than the other ones, but yeah, they are AGM, aren't they? Yes, AGM. Get them downstairs. Oh, come on, stop messing about, get them downstairs. You've done 2, you've only got 1 more to do. As I'm not allowed to say so anymore.
What are you doing, Anne?
What are you doing, Anne? Oh, right. What am I doing? Well, at the end of last season, our windlass was making a different noise. Now, it may be that the windlass is worn.
Despite the fact it's only, what, 3 years old?
No, the motor is less than 2 years old. Because we replaced that. It could be the Gypsy is wearing. It could be that the chain is worn, but I don't think so. It could be that it's something mechanical. It could be that it's now getting higher voltage, because this windlass works on the domestic batteries. It isn't independent like the bow thruster is. So instead of getting 13 point whatever it is, 13.2 volts from the lead acid AGMs, it's now getting 14.2 from the lithium. So it's getting a higher voltage. Also, with the lithium, they'll supply whatever current is drawn from them up until the fuses go at 200 amps. So it may be just the sound has checked. And I haven't serviced that now for 2 seasons, coming up for 2 seasons. So the different sound means that we should take a look, and that's what we're doing now. Normally, he says, normally there's a big panel, that goes in here, and in front of that panel goes our television and DVD. So we've got 2.
Not that we ever use it.
Yeah. So what I've done is I've disconnected the fuse in there for this lot, so it's now all dead. I've disconnected the positive and negative, and of course when the windlass is running the other way, one of these is negative and one is positive, because it swaps the relay swaps them around. I've undone those 2 screws, first putting a little bit of grease on them because they are stainless steel and I don't want them to gall and end up having to cut them off. And now there's 1 more at the front which I have to undo, and then I can lift the windlass out, put it on the bench and take it apart and see what's wrong with it. So that is the explanation as to what I'm doing. I didn't say so.
Only 3 times.
Oh. So I've taken the chain off the windlass. The last bit of chain is a bit brown, but it's solid. This is our beautiful ultra anchor and our ultra swivel, and now I've got to get down, get this bolt, which of course, being upside down, instead of righty tighty, it's lefty tighty. I'll put a little bit of grease on there,
Yeah.
so that you don't get any galling. That's the worst thing you would want, is that bolt to gall, that nut to gall on there, and not be able to get the bloody thing off. No, the last little bit. Just do a slip knot for now. The windlass out. That's the windlass out. And this chain goes through this opening here, so I've either got to undo the swivel or pull all the chain through, or just do the service up here, which is what I think I'll probably do. There's nothing to them. I mean, it's an electric motor and 2 gears, so let's get a big piece of rag and sit this on, and we'll service it there. Okay, let's loosen that line off of there. We're now up on the coach roof. Got plenty of spare, and I just need to go and get the Allen keys, and I can then take this apart. There's not much to it really. You can take this bit off. This is the dude. Oh, right, how you bought them. Okay. Right, let's have a go at taking this off. Pro series. Hey ho. Right, let's go and get some more tools, because I've just got to crack this open and have a look. There we go. There we are. Right. Okay, let's have a look inside. Well, it's a bit mucky. It's a bit mucky. Gearing looks okay. I think we'll take the motor out and check that that's okay. I mean, it looks okay. It just looks worn to me. It looks like the grease wants repacking. A bit of movement on that. Let's get it all cleaned up and have a look. Okay, I've removed the motor, which was a bit tricky. 3 socket head screws in there holding it in position. I'd forgotten that the crimps that go on this motor to connect were actually put on after the motor was in there, because the hole is only big enough for the wire. The motor's in good condition. It's under there. This little dog goes on the end of the motor, and I can feel the bearings are good. The bearings are good. I will have the end off the motor, just clean it up. There has been some water that's got in there. I'm going to have the back off the motor and just check that the brushes and everything are okay. It's got some salt water in here couple of places. You can see it down here. These needle bearings are all okay. It just wants cleaning up and re-greasing and then putting back together, I think. As long as we don't find anything wrong with the brushes. I'm gonna have all this lot out. Yeah, I use some diesel to clean these up. That's actually got a nylon bearing on it. That's not good. Her teeth have got some wear, but I mean it's not. Okay, well let's clean them up and see what we can do. I've had all this apart, cleaned it all out, taken the old gasket off, made a new gasket there, cleaned all the gear wheels up. I've had the motor apart, checked the bearings. The bearings are sealed for life bearings, but they're in good condition. I mean, you can feel that on the motor. So that's all cleaned up. That gear there, this gear, 2 thrust washers cleaned up. New gasket made. It's not perfect, but it will seal. And that is basically it. So I think what it was, it just wanted lubricating. There's 2 sets of needle bearings in there. Well, I managed to get another battery. So there is good news, and there's bad news. Bad news is I didn't want to stop and I can't get a new battery because I wasn't sure if we got one that was fully charged. However, completely re-greased with some this is Bears Gris white grease. Apparently this is very good for gears, so the Turkish Bumf says. So it's all put back together now. I took the motor apart, really good nick. The brushes were okay, bearings were really good, but you could feel the bearings were okay, just by turning the motor over. So yeah, it looks to me like there was just not enough lubrication inside. And if you look down here, this is all the crud that I cleaned out, because I think that gasket had disintegrated. Could really have done with a new oil seal on there, but it's greased up. Very powerful. Good. Right, so now I'm just going to put it back on. Cindy's gone to walk to the dog, because of course we've got Mr. Finn with us at the moment, staying until his owners come back, which is good because it's nice to have a pooch on board again. Anyway, right, I need to get on because I don't know if you can see from the light, the sun is going to be going down in about 40 minutes, and I need to get this on, connected up, tested before sundown. I'll show you it running in a bit, hopefully. It's installed, 3 bolts done, back up, wiring connected, exactly the reverse, the opposite. Let's no more yoffle and waffle. Let's try it in. Oh, that's brilliant. And out. I'll be honest, it still sounds a little bit noisy. Noisy but different, but it's, I mean, it's free enough. Let's try that again. In. Yeah, it's all going. Let's put the chain back on. And in a bit more. managed to get it done before the sun goes down. These are great. We did a video on these in season 2, I believe. Yeah, season 2. This is Winch Max of remote control, so this will work anywhere on the boat actually, and off the boat. It takes about 10 minutes to fit it on that control box that you see earlier in the video, and it means we can be anywhere, putting the anchor down or up or what have you. Don't necessarily need to be at the front of the boat, and they are not 280 odd quid. They are, what's that, 280 pounds, about $290, $300. They are, last time I looked, about 48 UK pounds, about $52. So it's a remote control for a vehicle winch. You know, your worn winches, that's what it is. Waterproof case, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Right, I'll put all this lot away now. Oh, the joys of boating. Right. Well, so that's how we service the windlass. So it's back on. The battery's all reconnected to it, and it's all working. The remote's great. If you've got one of those remotes, you can work it from anywhere on the boat. Really handy.
We hope next week to go out for a sail and to drop the anchor and make sure it is all working properly, like a shakedown, I suppose.
Yeah, a bit of a shakedown. I was hoping to end over the chain this year, but I think we'll wait till next year when we're out the water, and possibly we're going to redo our copper coat. Well, not redo it, overcoat it, because it's had 7 seasons now, and although it's still performing great, there's a couple of patches where it needs replacing. So yeah, we might do that.
Yeah. Big thank you to all our Patreons for all your support, as always.
As always, yeah. Patrons have got something coming up, actually. A new thing coming up for patrons. With our Victron system, we can monitor that online, and we're going to put up a live website for patrons only, where they can monitor all our solar and power and look at all the records and everything. So that's going to happen for patrons.
That must be a man thing.
Oh, it's a man. Oh, yeah. Just love a graph. I'm hoping to get that up in the next couple of days. What else have we done? We've got sales to do.
Well, we've got quite a long list still, but we're working through it slowly.
Yeah. And of course, we've got Peter's boat that we're working on.
And we're also looking after David and Caroline's boat.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's not all...
We don't sit around drinking beer all the time.
Well, not all the time. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed the video, guys. Don't forget, like, subscribe. It's all down here in the thing. And say something in the comments. Always like to read people's comments, don't we?
Yeah. Anyway.
Bye for now.
Bye for now. Sail safe.